welcome to the third episode of Riff Talks. I jumped in a little early just so we could hear a little demo of the epic Distort 47 before we get this going. 1 second here. I know I came on a little early. I just wanted to thank everybody for bearing with us the last couple times I tried to do this. I was in fact sick, so I was unable to do the Riff Talks, but we are back today. How is everybody doing? I'm gonna get a better way to do this with a better camera. Alright guys, so today we are going to be looking at the Distort 47 from Tone for Punk. I know the camera's a little inverted. Again, I'm going to be doing another pre-sale coming up here at the end of April for the Riff Mount shirts. If you missed any of these shirts, guys, now's the time to get them. They're pretty nice. I have a couple of secrets coming along with the shirts, so there's my man right there. Hello, I started kind of early just to give a shout out to a couple people. Oh, hello, there you are.
Hey, I appreciate the punctuality. That goes a long way.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to set this up properly. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm sorry, I never actually got your name other than Tone for Punk.
Oh, I go by Moose. Like
Moose,
Sam.
it's nice to meet you. I'm Sam, the Riff Mountain.
All right, man. It's good to be here with you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Sorry again about the last couple times. I was sick and I've just been going through a lot of crap. So it's nice to finally get you on here.
Yeah. Likewise.
This pedal.
I canceled. I would have. Yeah. Oh.
This is amazing, man. I got to tell you, it's amazing. It's good for punk. It's good for everything. And Doom, I was just doing a Doom intro there. Crazy distortion on it. What can you tell us about this, man?
Well, first of all, thank you. Loving the demos you've been putting out of that too.
Thank you very much.
Putting it to work. Love it. So yeah, this is like, so a long time ago I started getting into gear and I was like really disappointed by all the stuff I'd see online and be like, oh man, everyone's just playing like blues licks. This is not how I use gear, right? So
yeah.
So this pedal is like really in the philosophy of like the Tone for Punk kind of vibe, where it's like if you are a kind of band who just like has a tone that's your foundation that sticks with your songs, like you're the Adolescence or you're a Bad Religion kind of vibe or something. It's like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
Be on and just making your amp do what it needs to do. So like to go into the backstory for the actual pedal.
Yeah, please.
So my friend and I, we were watching this really awesome gear review online, probably the best gear review I've ever witnessed. And it's
wow, okay.
I'm gonna get this guy's name wrong. It's Ake Henderson or something like that, and he's the guitarist from Mob 47, which is this. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
I'll definitely go and check out the review too, for sure.
But he's talking about like his setup, and he's like forget all that boss, forget all this stuff, and he's just got like one distortion pedal, and he like plays through it for like 4 seconds, and then he just leaves the room and his guitar feeds back for like another minute. It's like perfect.
Amazing. Amazing. I've actually done that in a couple of the videos for the Doom videos. I just set the guitar down, let the feedback go. It's amazing.
So, but that got me thinking about this pedal, which he recommended, which was the Corone Distortion 15.
Okay.
And, so I started looking that up. and it's really close in its DNA to like, you know, DoD 250 or MXR Distortion Plus, like all those kind of op-amp distortions
Yep.
in the 70s of the two giant knobs, right? And so
Yeah.
I was like, I bet I could figure out how to make that, because you cannot find them for sale anywhere. Because making them in like the 70s or whatever. So I found some schematics, and I was like, I set out originally just to clone it. And then I made a clone, and I was like, this sounds really good. There's a couple things I changed, so I started changing those. And then I was like, you know, what are like a couple extra little things I could put on it to like give it its own spin and make it a little more like versatile, so you could do a couple different things with it, right?
So is that where these toggle switches come into play?
Yes. And I obnoxiously didn't label them, so live in vagueness.
Fun figuring it out, man. I don't even like really look at the manual half the time. I just plug it in, just play with stuff and figure it out. I'll read the manual later on. I know it's not the way you're supposed to do it, but I like to experiment with pedals and see what my ear likes.
Yeah. So for anyone curious, the toggles are clipping selection. So when it's in that downward position, it's asymmetrical germanium clipping using some vintage NOS germanium diodes.
All right.
I think that's nice. It gives it a little bit more of like a, you know, gives the shape a little bit more of this rather than that. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
So when you crank the distortion, it sounds nice and fuzzy and like kind of you know, warmer. I don't know what the
it
is.
It does kind of get into a fuzzy territory, I noticed.
Yeah.
Like once you drive that fuzz enough, it can, like, especially with the guitar in C standard, definitely gets crazy fuzz territory. It's amazing.
So yeah, so that was one of the things that I updated from the original design, was like just a bunch more gain. And sometimes it's too much because I play it like halfway up, and then I'm like, I don't even need all that gain. But hey, you know, someone does. So
it's always good to have that much gain on tap. I always turn it up to 11. I had it on half in a video, and then we just go to 11. Go from there.
Yeah. And then that other toggle is sort of like a tone sort of thing. It's not like a direct tone control. Yeah. So
is that the 3 toggle switch?
Yeah. So basically, when it's fully up, it's in what I call like the normal sort of tone setup for it. It's a little bit.
All right.
And there's like, it like rolls off. Well, it doesn't roll off. It's pushing the distortion on the higher frequencies more and less on the lower frequencies. It's kind of like, you know, oh, whatever. A lot of pedals do this. But then I also was like, okay, what if I could do 2 more options on top of that? One that was way like more trebly focused, and one that was just full spectrum, letting everything, which is when the toggle's down. It's just kind of, and that sounds cool.
Oh, nice.
Just
everything's coming through kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so that higher one is kind of cool, because like if you're playing something light and fast, like, you know, you're playing like some of those little octave parts or whatever, it's kind of like takes away some of like the woofiness of some of those riffs, so it can stack a little bit better with pedals, I think.
Okay, nice. I have yet to stack it, but it will be. I have videos coming out where it's going to be stacked with a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, I was trying to think like, because so obviously by the design of the pedal, that's all like very like DB, you know, hardcore punk DB kind of influence in design. Looks like a Discharge album cover on purpose, right?
It does. It's awesome. I absolutely love the artwork on it.
I might get sued. I don't know, but and the 47, of course, is a nod to Mob 47 for turning me on to the Corone Distortion 15. But yeah, because I was playing in a DB band when I kind of put this thing together, and I was kind of thinking about like, okay, well, if you're potentially could have bass with a bunch of dirt on it, you know, how do you make the guitar and that like not just mush together, you know, and sound like the
yeah, not just a big meld, a big mess. You need something to cut through on the mids a little more, and like.
So that's the kind of stuff I was exploring when I came up with that. But what I found out was the guitarist in my band was like, he just had this kind of like solid state Fender 2x12, and it was like, it sounded fine, but like, you know, he didn't really like focus on his settings like a weirdo like I do, and so like he was just kind of plug in, and it was like something a little different every time. So having this in front of it just kind of like brought that amp right to where it needed to be without having to think about things too much.
Yeah,
which was
just use this pedal, turn it on, you got your stuff.
Yeah.
good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I never really thought about that because I'm always very focused when I turn on my stuff. I'm always dialing it in and stuff. I never really thought about just throwing it on and playing it, whatever's there. You know, if someone bumps in the knobs, whatever. That's hilarious. That's very punk rock right there. Don't give a fuck. That's awesome.
A lot of discussion about tone in punk music is everyone just has the same response, like, who cares, just play whatever. And you know, like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but then like you got to make a decision. So what's your decision based on? Like, what are you interested in doing? But also to that point, like probably 60% of shows we played at borrowed gear, you know, and I'm playing through someone else's amp and I'm like, hey, this sounds awesome, you know, I wouldn't have thought to do this, like, so
yeah, you get to experiment with new stuff when people let you borrow their gear. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been wild because like you know, I went through so many iterations of this pedal, and like I feel like it's at a really good spot now, and I'm like really comfortable with it, you know.
So is that what got you into building pedals to begin with? That's like that guy, and then you said you cloned it, and then you started messing around with it. This is what we ended up with right here. This is the prize and joy.
It's a butterfly's wings can cause
amazing,
whatever, you know.
That is great, man. I fucking love it. Right on. So what is your favorite pedal? That like, is this the only pedal that you built so far? Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, I got another one that I've built previously.
Okay.
That I kind of launched in a while ago, and like my whole kind of business had to kind of pause while I was, you know, doing the day job thing. But this guy right here, if you can see it.
Is, nice. All right.
Boost. If you,
boost.
Ripping off artwork from generic artwork, so I can't get sued, right?
Yeah, well, it's all there, man. It's all relevant. It's good, like.
But yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, just a little boost. You got a volume, and you got like a gain sort of knob, right? And so they kind of
awesome.
opposite of each other. So you want something super clean, you gain down, you volume up. You want to add some grit to it. You can kind of like into like a dirtier, kind of muddier, not muddy. I'm sorry, not muddy, but like, you know, grittier, gainier sort of boost.
Yeah, so it can get a little dirty. It's not just a clean boost. You can throw some dirt on it and make it act as kind of an overdrive, like a little bit of an overdrive.
Yeah, just a touch, just like a little bit, and it can like, you know, when you stack it with something else, it does like do a really nice thing with a lot of pedals where it kind of just brings out an extra like texture in it. You know, it's total like.
Have you stacked it with the Distort 47?
Yes, it sounds
fine. Okay, so yeah. I bet that would be a great combination. I love stacking pedals. Like, there's definitely going to be going into a whole reel of videos where I do stuff like that. So very cool, man.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite pedal out there that you don't build? Because I know you have a love for the Distort 47. Obviously, it's an amazing pedal. But if you had to pick one that like you would play that you just love, like.
Good God, that is so hard to come up with.
It's a hard question. There's so many out there. Like there's so many fucking pedals.
it's yeah, and like when you start collecting them, it's like, oh well, you know, what would I actually? So I'm gonna say, wow, man, that's tough. I would say there's a boy, you really stumped me here.
I got you on the spot on this, and I got you on the spot on this one. Sorry about that.
There's a company called Volta, and they make a pedal called the 1987 or the 1987, and it sounds
okay.
It just sounds like.
I've seen that pedal. I've never had a chance to play it, but it's good.
Yeah. I mean, you're like me probably, where you played like a million dirt pedals and you're just like, yeah, they all sound great or whatever. But that thing I plugged into and I was like, I don't know, there's some magic. There's something. They got some
amazing.
It is fantastic. Highly recommended. That's one that like surprised me because I'm like, I should have expected this, but it just, I don't know. There's something, you can't put your finger on it, but it just sounds just right.
Yeah. Sometimes, like you're saying, with like you can have 100 overdrive pedals, but they each have their own characteristics and kind of like soul in it. I find, and like just it's really neat because you can have a million of them, all the same thing, but all sounding different, and like that's really amazing. I'm definitely gonna check out that pedal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run out to my local shop and pick it up, see what it's about.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. But it is weird because like you look at these things and you're like, this is like a repeatable circuit. Like you build it, everyone's built like whatever, you know, whatever, a treble boost or a distortion or whatever, and they all kind of like operating from the same guts or whatever. But everything can kind of like just have a little bit different vibe. Some pedals are really like lightning in a bottle, you know, like people talk about buzzes that way or something, but you know, it's just, if you connect with something, that's what really counts. Like it doesn't even matter what's inside, right?
Yeah, it's how you feel about it personally, and like it's all about your ear too. That's the thing. I have yet to have a pedal I like didn't find amazing and didn't blow me away, because I find all of them individually so unique and amazing, and like so amazing. I had a Rowan delay pedal. The little yellow Rowan pedal.
Okay.
And it was pretty good until you just got it like 75% up, and it would just auto oscillate, and it wouldn't be delayed anymore, and it would just be a mess. And like, so sorry, Rowan, but that's the one right there.
My philosophy is that every pedal has its place. That wild oscillating pedal, someone's gonna love that. Someone probably.
It'd be good for like just a trippy noise kind of thing.
But it's probably just what they need, right? They're like, I need something to just generate a kind of looping noise or whatever. And there you go.
So I ended up getting rid of my Lucky Cat, which I regret. I'm gonna have to go and pick one of those up from JHS.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need a delay. So I just figured I'd grab one of those, and wildly underimpressed by it, comparing it to the JHS pedal, I guess. Comparing it to the Lucky Cat, like a $30 delay to it.
Right,
so.
yeah. There you go. You know.
I guess that's my own fault.
you're a pedal snob. That's all right. Own it. It's all good.
A little bit, man. Fucking a little bit. Even though I found the Wish clones. Those things are crazy. Those clones.
Yeah.
People are buying $100 ones, $1,000 ones. I bought a Wish one for $30. Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Again, it's on the ears.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the clone is such a crazy pedal because it's like the most copied pedal. I mean, well, maybe not ever, but you know, it's like it's
got to be up there
relative to the amount of time that it's existed since the mid-90s. There's been just a bewildering amount of clones of it, and they all sound great because it's a well-designed circuit.
Exactly. It's hard to make a bad one.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, another thing is, it's all, aside from those two diodes that everyone makes a big deal about, the rest of the circuit,
secret ones,
the secret diodes. It's not even a secret. They're just a certain stash. It was like a certain batch of them or something. They still make that. That brand, that model, or whatever. They still make it, but apparently there's a mystical, magical brand or whatever batch of it. But everything else in that pedal is commonly available now. You could buy that without any difficulty, without any price gouging or anything. It's all there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
like I highly advise if anybody wanted to try it and just have a taste of it before buying like a more expensive one. The $30 Wish pedals is a great place to start because they sound good and they do what they're supposed to. Like,
it's repeatable.
Great.
You can do it.
Yeah. So do you have anything else you're working on? Do you have a secret pedal you're releasing or anything?
I do.
You
I
do.
do.
Oh, this is exciting.
Okay. I got something happening. It's been going through iterations. So I'll show you the version with the artwork, but this is like kind of the old layout. So here we go. This is the trebled use.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this thing, so it's kind of a mishmash of things. It's got basically it's like treble booster, distortion boost, kind of all mashing into each other, right?
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So you're starting off coming in the treble boost here, and you can kind of like dial this to be trebly or a full range boost, right? So you can just use it as a range boost, right? And you can control the gain down here, this little guy, the Riff, and then the RAF button or knob is its own distortion.
Nice.
Based on an electro circuit, and so you got a treble booster slamming that, and it sounds awesome.
Oh, holy shit!
And so you also have this little knob in the middle, if that's focusing, which.
What is that secret little knob?
Secret knob. I'm changing the layout actually.
You're changing it up.
Changing the layout already. Changing it to this. So now this middle knob you can actually use it if you got bigger fingers.
All right, I actually do like that layout a little better because I do have big fingers, and I noticed some of the pedals The HM2 Demon. It's an amazing pedal, but they're kind of close together. So when I go to turn one, I'll end up like my big fat thumb will hit like 2 other knobs and just throw me right out.
That's it. I'm gonna invent pedal tweezers. That's what I got next. Pedal tongs. So.
Pedal tongs. I will get a pair of pedal tongs. I will use pedal tongs in the video 100%. If you make them.
I'll use a beta tester for pedal tongs.
100%.
So what this guy's doing, the push knob, that's taking the treble booster and it's determining how much of that is getting fed into the distortion. So you can go from very little, and it's like you're distorting a treble boosted sound, but as you crank it up, it's just like mushing all of that treble booster into that distortion, and it becomes this kind of fuzzy sort of thing. Is it a kind of gate? It's kind of, yeah, I mean, it's sort of just like determining how much is being fed. Okay. Basically, yeah. So it's like if you had a volume knob between the two, basically. Oh. Nice. So what you can do is if you run it with so like the let's go back to this one. It's prettier looking. So if you put the riff and the wrap all the way down, you get a really clean tone. You can get a boost that's either full range or that trebly boost, and like this volume knob has its own integrated kind of makeup gain. So you can get super clean, sort of bright and jangly sort of thing. Nice. And then as you start to, you can dial up your treble boost, get that gritty treble boost sound that you know and love, and then get some distortion on that, and now it's kind of sound like a cool distortion, which you still have your kind of general tone control. But then as you turn it up, see, I can't even do it. Look at that. No one can do it. Yeah, you can't get the fingers in there. You need the tongs. You need the tongs. It's an honest builder who will show you their bad designs. But like as you turn that up, it turns into this like kind of cool, compressed, blown out, fuzzy kind of sound. Oh, nice. Yeah. I really fun to play. I like the artwork on that as well. Well, thank you very much. What is that? Who is that? So that's I don't want to get sued or anything, but that's a character from Return of the Living Dead. And I vector. Okay. I thought I recognized it. I'm not sure how the suing things goes, because I know there's a lot of companies that have, I'm not going to name any, but they have Simpsons characters on them and Futurama characters on them, and I'm not sure if it's open rights to stuff like that, or I don't know how it works. Yeah, I think the laws are kind of probably very specific and stuff, but I think if you change it enough or whatever, or I think the bigger thing is that an interested party has to know that you exist and are using their artwork. And in my case, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But if I get a cease and desist, I'll honor it. I'll make some. That's legit. Yeah, that's legit. If you ever get one, just like print the cease and desist out and then put it on the pedals. And just make a cease and desist pedal. Amazing. I think I should. That'd be good. But yeah, that's gonna. I've also added one more thing to note is I've added on the newer version another clipping selector. Excellent. So like clip switches. So that'll go between some asymmetrical vintage Germaniums or some LEDs for like a lot higher headroom and a lot like kind of raspier sound. Nice. Yeah. So that's right around the corner. I'm about to make that happen. I've just been like, just on the fence about to drop. Don't want to talk about my day job too much, but it's getting in the way. It happens, man. It happens. Well, I'm very excited for the drop, and like everybody, get ready. Do you know when it's gonna be, or is it just no date yet? I mean, looking like a month or so, maybe 2, something like that. Looking forward to it. Well, thank you. And then I've also got another thing in the works, which is a little bit more uncooked. But a long time ago, I built this unmarked thing. I haven't made the artwork yet. And this is kind of like my take on a harmonic percolator, which I love. Yeah. And I'm just jamming a bunch of like old NOS parts in there, and I'm like adding a couple extra little fun twists and making things like selectable and usable in like a kind of a way that I think is interesting. I think I'm also going to cram a second stage like selectable boost in there, so it'll be more something. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. Yeah, put it right there. Yeah. But yeah.
So are you able to give us a sound clip of the first one there?
At the
It's
moment,
okay if you're not able to do it at the moment. Then no pressure whatsoever. I was just curious if we could hear it.
I couldn't do it
If
right
not, we can wait until you release it.
Yeah. Or I can do a little, maybe follow up with a little preview clip this weekend or something. But yeah, right now.
Excellent. That would be cool.
I spend an awful lot of time in very quiet rooms based on the proximity to my neighbors and a sleeping baby. But
Yes. Okay. So
but it's
no sound clip right now, please. Don't want to wake the baby.
Yeah, right. Wake the baby, record it screaming, use those as vocals on a new track.
There you go. Screaming babies.
Yeah, why not?
Love it.
So yeah, it's kind of the stuff I've got coming up. And then in
Excellent, man.
This goal, I want to update the DoD Punkifier. If you remember that pedal from the 90s.
I actually don't know.
So it was like a nice, crisp sounding distortion, like kind of a 250 style circuit, and running with that, like you could mix in this kind of like really just blown out, like thick, wet fuzz.
Nice.
Yeah,
love it.
Totally a weird pedal, and like kind of has a little bit of a following, after its fame and demise or whatever.
Little like cult following, holding on to it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make that. I just want to make that fuzz like a little different and kind of like figure out how to make that like blend a little bit better. Because I feel like in the old unit, the distortion, the fuzz are just kind of like one would just cut the other out at some point. It wasn't like a super clean way to blend them. So I'm working on figuring something out for that, but I feel like I have to do it because punk is in the name, and I'm, you got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do it. There you go. All right. So Mob 47 is that your favorite punk band, or do you have a favorite punk band?
No, I wouldn't say that's my favorite.
Yeah?
I would say favorite punk band's probably RKL.
RKL.
Rich Kids on LSD from
okay.
Southern California in the 80s, early 90s. And they just like, man, they had like good first album, an exceptional second album, and then like, okay, kind of third album, and then
they kind of trail off.
Yeah, they had like this peak, but that one album, just for that one album alone, is like absolute gold start to finish. One of the finest pieces of wax out there. I swear to God, it's so good.
I'm gonna have to give that a listen because I don't fully remember RKL, but I'm gonna check it out again. I'm gonna go back and give it a listen.
Rock and Roll Nightmare. It's just everyone's doing the most. Like it's so busy and crowded and energetic and awesome. I love it.
Amazing. I'll definitely check it out. If there's one band I could get you to check out, it is actually it's a hometown band from around here, and they're extremely underrated. But I grew up listening to them, and it was like what I grew up with, punk, and that was punk rock for me. And they're called the Jollies, and you can find it on YouTube on We Call It Home Records. One of my bands is on their face pavement. It's like crazy hardcore speed metal. It's speed punk. And I mean speed like drugs. I don't do them anymore. But when I was like 17, I did. So like very fast riffs and just ridiculous music. But the Jollies is there, and check it out. It's amazing. You'll love it.
I am sold.
Right on.
You had me at speed metal.
It's punk. Metal's music is an overstatement. It's noise. But it's fun.
You're just talking me into it even more. I love it.
Perfect. I love it, man. Right on.
Right. Yeah. So what's new? What's new with you? What's coming up next for Riff Mountain? I'm going to be the interviewer now.
There are. You turned the tables on me. All right. That's pretty good. So I do have a couple of things coming up. Oh, I'm not sure what to talk about. I will be doing another release for the shirts, and everybody can pre-order some more shirts if anybody missed them. They're going to be $25 for this pre-order, but people will be paying the shipping, because last time I was like $30, and then I paid the shipping. Some shipping's a little more expensive than others, so like I'm just trying to find a way to even that one out.
Yeah.
One of the things is I am going to be doing. I'm going to plug them right here. It is Legions, Realms at War. It is a card game. I'm not sure if you're interested in Magic the Gathering. It's kind of plays like that, and they're out of Oakville, Ontario in Canada, and it's a new game, and I'm going to start doing some pack openings and stuff for them.
Nice.
Which is kind of neat. Yeah, to go along with all the riffs and other things, small Canadian business I want to help out and support as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
There is one more thing.
You're so busy.
I am. I'm busy as fuck, yeah. The one other thing, and I will announce it right now, but it's still kind of a secret. I'm having a prototype Riff Mountain pedal being made right now by Dirtmonger Instruments.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which
Dirtmonger.
is amazing. It is going to be fucking crazy. When he sends me the prototypes, when I'm actually going to announce it, and I'm going to do a bunch of videos for it and stuff, we're thinking it's going to be around like $200 Canadian, and it's going to be a clone into a muff with a fucking toggle to change the order on it.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing because that's always what I use. I always use like either the shrew into my muff or a clone into my muff. And I could never find a pedal that does that. So fucking Riff Mountain, Dirtmonger Instruments, we're making it happen.
Very excited to hear how that comes out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. There's going to be like 20 of them made, I think, just for the first run, just to see what happens. And I'm going to kickstart it. And if anybody purchases them, you're going to get a shirt, stickers, and all that swag with the pedal because it's going to be kickstarted. So
you heard it here, people. Get in there.
Fun. Lots of shit. Yeah, lots of stuff going on.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. It's very good to have you on, man. It's good to finally talk to you. And again, I'm sorry about the last couple times where I missed it and flaked out on it. I was sick as shit and just trying to get all my stuff together. So, but we're back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So super good to be here finally talking to you. And I'm glad you're not sick anymore.
Yeah, I've been going through random shit with that, man. I have my niece moved in. She's 8 years old, so I haven't had an 8-year-old in the house in a very long time, so they're just bringing germs in. I completely forgot about that, to be completely honest. Like, kids go to school,
Yep.
So
that's a real talent that kids have. It's a superpower, just bring germs.
They do, yeah. So I've kind of been sick more lately than I have been in years, but it's amazing to have her and my sister here. Yeah. So it's absolutely amazing. It just comes with a little sickness, so it's all right.
Make you stronger in the long run,
Exactly. You got to build that immunity up, man. That's what's up.
Let me just get a sip.
Right on.
Look at that thing. Look at that beautiful ass pedal. God.
It really is. I love the artwork on it. I love how the LEDs, the eye as well. Even my wife commented how neat she thought that was. So,
I thought it was getting too cheesy. I was like, I don't know, should I do it in the eye? It's silly, but
oh no, that's perfect because it's like it's asking for it. It's right there. You gotta put it. You gotta put it right there, man. 100%.
I tried to make it just a little too bright too, so it's like annoying. It's a really annoying thing.
There are lots of pedals that do that. This is not actually as bad as some of them.
Yeah.
There's some I have to like put black tape over them pretty much, and they're just like can't even look at my fucking pedal board.
That's the first mod that anyone does on a pedal is tape over the LED.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. First mod.
Technically a builder now.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, thank you very much for coming on, my man. Yeah. Bruce, it was awesome to have you on. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything else you would like to say about your pedals?
I'm bad at this business stuff. The Distort 47 that you see right there-ish.
Right here.
I made a small run of the first batch because I had no idea if anyone was going to catch on, but people bought them. Super stoked. I'm in at least 3 countries now.
Oh, right on. Congratulations.
International.
International.
But the second batch is super close to being done. I got the little guys and everything. So
right on.
Be up on the website very extremely soon.
And are you using Reverb? Where do people buy your pedals? Where are they going to get these?
I set up a separate site from Reverb.
Okay, yeah.
No, hey, if people get at me, holler at me, send me a DM if you like reverb. I'll set up some stuff there. I used to have a site there. I mean, our page. I can set up.
I just wasn't sure. Some people use reverb. Some people use that big cartel. Some people just do it right from their house. So I'm not sure what you were using.
Any way you want to give me money, I will give you.
All right. Everybody get to him. Get yourself a Distort 47. Crazy distortion pedal. I think that's awesome. Yeah, just DM him. Fuck reverb.
Yeah, I mean,
don't give him your money.
Reverb's fine. I'll use reverb. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want with.
Good set, yeah.
Yeah, man, this has been awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time. I mean, I know I'm just kind of getting started on my own stuff here, and it's like it's good to meet someone like you who's like-minded and understands kind of what's going on in that pedal.
100%, man. It was amazing to have you on. I'm really grateful that you came on. I'm really appreciative for it. And we finally got to do it. I am going to be having you on again at some point later on through the year. I'm going to get everybody back on. We're going to go over more pedals and stuff. It's just going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So.
Fucking do it.
Fucking right, man. Thank you again for coming on. Peace and love from the Riff, man. I hope you have a wonderful night, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right. Bye, Moose.
Bye.